Board of Education budget session, work session, and shouldn't take very long, but it's something that we do at the end of the fiscal year, and we'll get around to that here shortly. First item is the agenda. Do I hear a motion that we approve the agenda as presented?
Chairman Penland, move we approve the agenda as presented.
Okay? And second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is our Finance Assistant Superintendent, Mr. David Johnson. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, board members, and Dr. Howe. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to present the year-end amendments as we wrap up 25-26 and the start of the year. I don't know. So the first one I have is item 3A, which is the state public school fund. Item 3A, the state public school fund, it'll be budget amendment number 14. It's in the amount of $2.2 million. And this includes our guaranteed allotments that we receive from DPI, like annual leave, bonus leave payout, longevity, those sort of things, and our national board certification where we get reimbursement for those. Still not working? Okay.
Thanks.
Budget amendment number 15 is for the current expense fund. It's an amount of $755,454. This is allocation of additional revenue received from our timber receipts. We receive money from payments in lieu of taxes, is what that stands for. It's for timber receipts for federal land that the county does not get tax money on, and we get that money from the federal government. Our MAC reimbursement, indirect cost revenue, and some other transfers that were needed for end of year. Budget amendment number 16 is for the federal grant fund in the amount of $1,500. It allocates additional resources and revenues available for grant year 6. Budget amendment number 17 for capital outlay fund. It's in the amount of $3.5 million. It includes additional revenue, also allocates budget for expenditures for the capital outlay, train debt service, and school buses that were paid for by DPI on behalf of Caldwell County Schools. Budget amendment number 18 is for the Child Nutrition Fund. It allocates additional revenues from the USDA grants and for the Summer Feeding Program grant. It's in the amount of $1.8 million. Budget amendment number 19 is for the wraparound fund in the total of $63,000. Budget's additional revenue received year to date. And the last budget amendment I have is budget amendment number 20, is for the special grants fund. This budget's additional revenue we received for a DPI funded position that DPI paid for. The sawmills SRO funding and transportation reimbursements. It's in the amount of $146,609. If these budget amendments are approved as presented, it'll bring the total budget for Caldwell County Schools for year ending 25-26 to $155,501,208.13.
Okay, do I hear a motion that we approve this series of amendments being 14, Amendment 14, state fund, local fund being Amendment 15, the federal fund, Amendment 16, Amendment 17, the capital outlay fund, Amendment 18, child nutrition, Amendment 19, wraparound, and Amendment 20, special grants fund. Do I hear a motion? Okay, got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Anybody have any questions?
I do. With all that finalized for the year, how hard did we hit our fund balance then?
So we've got to keep our books open for, the general statute says 60 days.
Right.
So anything that comes in after that. So I'm anticipating probably we'll receive about $250,000 more dollars in invoices, power bills and stuff like that.
Right.
That'll come in. Not that much revenue because I think we already got our revenue.
Okay.
So if I had to take a guess, and I really don't like to take a guess, but if I had to take a guess, probably about 4.1 million
That we're in the hole.
that we spent from fund balance this year. We budgeted 5.9, knowing that we was gonna get fund balance. So I'm thinking, I'm optimistic that we're gonna get by with 4.1.
So any expenditures that come out now coming straight out of fund
Fund
balance?
I'm sorry,
Any expenditures that are coming out now are coming straight out of fund balance, is that correct?
correct,
The power bills and stuff, okay.
correct.
Thank you.
David, the 4.1 million from fund balance,
Huh?
is that a normal, if anything is normal fund balance that you would expect it to have had to use this year?
Yes and no. So we knew going into this year that we were gonna use some fund balance. We absolutely can't continue to use fund balance, which is why Dr. Howe sent you guys the email and said, that talked about the positions that we've tried to save and cut through attrition. So I guess that's a twofold question. No, it's not what we would normally use during a year, but it's what we have budgeted and we were on track to spend 5.9. With that, we lost $2 million in low wealth.
Lost $2 million.
We lost $2 million in low wealth funding. So, if you look at just that $2 million chunk, that's a large portion of the 4 point something that we're gonna use. So if we can, I think at one time we were saying between 45 and 55 positions would get us back on track. So that should leave us with about a little over 6 million to obligate for next year. So 4.1 is better than 5.9.
Yes.
And we gained a lot of that back from, we didn't hire a lot of positions back that we captured. Even if those are gonna be hired next year, we didn't hire them back this year, a lot of them. So there was lapsed salaries and some stuff like that we were able to capture. That's one of the things that I work hard to try to do is make sure we don't let any money revert back to the state.
This is not really a comment. I mean, we knew going in, we were spending fund balance, but is there a way, I know the last work session, you provided us the financial statement, or it's not a financial statement, but the balance, increase, decrease, what each department or each item on the budget is spending. If this is possible, I'd like to have one, obviously not today,
For
but,
your-
for the future, but I'd like to have one for the prior year to look at.
Absolutely.
Look at the ones that are, like, hey, you're spending more than you're allotted.
Okay, yep.
And then maybe on a more regular basis next year, so we can look at it. If something is way out of whack, we know before it's if we're 6 months in, we can't do anything about it. I like one more frequently if that's not a real big problem.
Absolutely.
And board members, I want to let you know too that the commissioners did approve an additional $500,000 in their local budget to help us offset the cost of SROs, which will allow us to be able to work our money around a little bit differently as well. So very appreciative of what they've done for us.
So will this take care of all the the resource officers from the county?
We're still looking at that. We have to look at the way the grant comes in from the state as well. And what we want to do is make the best use of that money as possible. Spend every penny we can to
Any
offset it.
support from municipalities on their resource officers?
That's something we'll have to have a discussion with them on. We do have some, I don't have those that give right now, but we can have that discussion with those municipalities as well.
Thank you.
Dr. Held, that was how much money from the county commissioners?
An additional $500,000.
Because we should be grateful, yeah.
Absolutely.
500,000.
And I also want to thank David for shaving off almost $2 million off of what we had projected at the beginning of the school year. When we were really looking at 5.9, so,
Group effort.
yeah.
Any other comments or questions?
I think we did a good job, David and all the department heads trying to hold on and not spend, hit that 5.9. And to say that it was very difficult when we're operating in the dark without a state budget on prior, now 2-year-old numbers trying to do that. And I don't know if we're gonna get a state budget before July 1st now. I heard there's some arguing going on down there again. So here we are again shooting in the dark, I guess is what I'm saying.
Last I heard is they're voting this week for the budget. That's what I saw in the paper this morning.
That's what I heard. It ain't gonna
No
happen.
shot.
So we'll see. I hope that's the case, but.
Yeah.
But we have a contingency plan in place, so we're ready to go.
David, we're very appreciative of all that you and your department has done to get us to the point we are much better than we thought we're going to wind up in at the end of this fiscal year. So thank you for all the work you do. With nothing else, do I hear a motion? Well, we already have a motion and a second. Now we just need to vote, and we'll vote collectively on all of these amendments. That would be amendments 14 through 20. Is there a motion to approve the budget amendments as presented by Mr. Johnson?
Made that motion.
Yeah, I think we've already got a motion in a second.
Okay, we already, yeah, very good. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you so much.
Okay. And the next thing I have is item 3B, to Vice Chair Becker's point. If the state does not pass a budget by July 1, General Statute 115C 434 says the local board has to approve an interim budget. And that's what this is. Even if they approve one today or tomorrow, it probably would take 10 days before DPI would get it out anyway. So I feel comfortable asking for approval for a interim budget for 26-27 as presented.
And this is the budget that we're 4.1 million over.
So what we, correct. But hopefully, we will have an actual budget by September. If not, then I will do like I did last year, and by September, we will have a budget in place that gives you guys the opportunity to address anything that might be over when we talk about the full point.
But that's our estimate, that 4.1 is what we're estimating to be over.
Correct.
I mean, basically what, we had to do this, we've had to do it a couple of times since I've been on the board, and we basically.
Just about every year.
Yeah, we basically approved what we did last year, knowing that whenever you or prior finance people would actually present a budget for us, and it would be a different budget than we're voting on today.
Correct.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, I guess they could be the same, but it's always been different at that point.
We go off last year's numbers or the prior year numbers when we had a state budget? How's the state gonna fund that if they go into another long session and we don't have a
It'd be
budget?
based off of the numbers for 25-26, the
Okay.
year that we just are
Okay.
finishing up. That ends tomorrow, I guess.
David, are you saying that, and I may be confused, and I usually am, are you saying that you're projecting right now we're going to dip another 4.1 for 26, 27?
No, I haven't got that far
Okay, okay. I
That'll
think that's
be
what
on.
Mark was saying.
That's what I'm confused on.
Yeah.
The budget that 4.1 was that the year that we just finished?
Uh-huh.
That we were 4 million under?
Right.
So that's hard to vote, what's the projection of estimate, how, as is, aren't we kind of in a similar situation going forward? Are we looking, estimating around 4 million again? That's what I'm confused on. If we're voting on
Yeah.
we're voting to approve the budget, we're voting to approve the year ending that budget. If we're not officially approving next year's budget, that's confusing.
Then we're voting on the interim budget to start the next year.
Right, okay, so,
So until the state finalizes a budget, I don't have any payroll projections or anything to put in place to come and bring you guys an actual budget.
okay.
So this just allows us to, what this allows us to do is, if the state doesn't approve a budget, I can run payroll in July.
Right.
And run payroll in August until we get a budget in place.
Okay.
Without approval of this, I can't spend any
Okay, so
state
this is kind of
money.
an interim. So, once the state does their official budget, we will have an opportunity then to have better figures for
Exactly.
the net, and we'll have a chance to vote at that point on an actual figures of the next year budget.
Yep, and I get what you're saying,
Okay.
and
All right.
it would be my goal to provide you detail, if we get a budget in July, which I'm hoping we will.
Hopefully.
I would be able to provide you guys, pretty detailed information on where we're at, if a lot of the hires and a lot of the people from HR. are put in
And
place.
at that point, we'll get a chance to vote
And
on.
and I would like to do that in August.
Okay.
Remember last year, I think I brought the budget in September. We talked about it, I think, in August, and then I actually presented it in September because I knew we were gonna use a lot of fund balance.
Right.
So, if I thought we were using a lot of fund balance, or for whatever reason, we would need to get information to you guys soon this year, so we would know where we're at.
And we've still got some time then to, if we're looking at another 4 million or whatever, we can still do some work.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah, we will have an opportunity to,
This will not be the budget for
Right, this
next
is
year.
it. I got you.
This will not.
this
be
is
the
just
budget
to
for
allow
next
us to continue
In
run the
in
schools.
in
the short term.
I got you.
Pay July's bills.
year.
Yeah.
I need to pay July,
Yeah, in the short term.
It may be August,
maybe August.
Yeah.
depending on what the state does in Raleigh.
Okay, do I hear a motion that we approve the 2026, 2027 interim budget?
I make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any additional comments or questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And motion passes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Next, our superintendent, Dr. Thomas Howell.
Thank you, Chairman Pennell. Before you, Section 4A has an amendment to the contract of the Assistant Superintendent of Finance and CFO. I respectfully request a motion to approve the amendment to the contract for David Johnson, the Assistant Superintendent and CFO.
Okay, do I hear a motion that we approve the amendment to the contract for David Johnson, our Assistant Superintendent, our Chief Financial Officer, which has been discussed before? Is there a motion to that effect?
Chairman, I'll
Chairman
make-
Penland, I move that we approve the contract for the Assistant Superintendent of Finance.
Okay, and a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the motion passes. Next item is adjournment. It'll be a long, hot summer, it looks like. But anyway, do I hear a motion that we adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the motion passes. Thank you very much for being here, and have a great summer here.
Meeting with Thomas to discuss.
We gotta call that.